Okay, we're live. Thanks for joining us for this artist spotlight with Denise Jenson, a photographer, and other other artist in from Badger. I'm Kristin Eggerling, the promotion specialist with the Northwest Minnesota Arts Council. And Trey Everett here and Denise. So, Trey, if you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Trey Everett. I'm the showcase specialist for the Northwest Minnesota Arts Council, which just means I work with our galleries in the Northwest region, our 7-county region. And so I set up galleries and work with artists. And I've had a chance to work with Denise for a number of our galleries. And our current gallery in Thief River Falls at Northland Community and Technical College is what I love about Minnesota.
It's called the Great State of Minnesota.
The Great State of Minnesota, right. And it's all about what people love about Minnesota, about the Great State of Minnesota. And so Denise has, I think, 5 pieces in that gallery. And we'll talk more about that gallery in a minute. But we want to turn it over to Denise and Denise, tell us a little bit about who you are and a little bit about your art.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for having me on. Such a nice opportunity to be able to talk about my art. And I've had people telling me, you should do more. You should go here and go there. And so this is really nice. And I enjoyed the reception at the Minnesota display. And so I have back to how did I know I was artistic? Maybe. So I had a mother who was an artist also, and she painted oil paint. And in fact, the one picture up here, this one back here, is a Marin colt that she had painted and given to me for my birthday one year. Mm-hmm. And she passed away in 2024. And so something kind of stirred in me to really dive into my art because she loved it. She would just do anything with hers. And now I'm retired and I have more time to do that. And anyway, so back to, did I talk about my husband dying?
No. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No.
About that. Okay. In 1999, my husband died as a result of an ATV accident. And he was so supportive of my art. He had built me a studio in half of the garage, and I was painting on Texas Longhorn skulls. He raised Texas Longhorn skulls so we could produce our own skulls. And so I'd paint scenes. People would ask me to do that, and we'd agree on a design if they had something specific. And so I was in the middle of doing that. And so the day of the accident, I had gone for a beautiful walk. It was October. And the sun was that beautiful, or the sky was that beautiful, just that fall blue and fluffy clouds. And it was like everything in the world was perfect. And then we got the word, and it was a brain death determination. And so after that, I really kind of fell flat with that loss of who he was with my art too, besides just losing my husband. And so I had to make a life, and my art kind of flatlined for a while. I didn't really do anything, but I had picked up a camera And so I kind of took a different turn. And so I started getting into photography, and I really liked it. And online you can learn a lot of things. And I started investing in better equipment, cameras, lenses, and tripods, and stuff like that. And so I really came alive again after a time. I can't even tell you how long that was, but it was a gradual process. And so wherever I've lived, I love to go for nature walks, and I really like to do close-ups of things. Like, well, for an example that just popped into my head is for a morning walk, and the dew is on the grass, and there's a spider web on it. It looks like a circus tent. I kind of imagine things like that. And so that it just feels like what I'm supposed to do. It fills me. And so I've just been going, and then I started entering some shows, and there's a personal aspect to this too, that I started probably 3 or 4 years ago, and it was when someone lost their husband, and then after that, if it's someone I knew and they had a great loss, someone had died that they loved, I decided to start going out and taking a picture, getting one picture for that date, that day. And so something beautiful. And that's kind of what I call it. It's something beautiful. And so I started just personally making cards that, I wanted to say that even though this was the worst day of your life, there was something beautiful that day. And just tried to be an encourager. And so that's really, been well received. And I want to continue doing that. I've kind of got off a little bit right now, but it's it's nice to just go back in your photos and find that something beautiful in there. And I feel like it's more personal when I make my card. So,
I like that. I think that's awesome.
Thank you.
So that must mean you take photos every day?
That's my goal. Like I said, lately I've fallen off a little bit, but been busy with many things over the summer. And but usually I have something. And it gets me out. It gets me out with my camera. And I can spend, it's a luxury for me, and it's so wonderful. It just fills me. Just to walk around with my camera slow and wait for what I see, and then get just the right shot. And I've learned a lot about composition over time. Some of it is followed artist photographer on their YouTube pages. And so there's so many ways to learn. And I don't have a YouTube page or any kind of a page yet, but I think that might be coming down the road. I might need help with that.
That's right. Have you you've learned from other people on their YouTube pages. Have you taken any classes or is it all self-studied?
Actually, I could say growing up and in my early adult years, and as I was married to the husband that I lost, Frances Carlson was an influence. She, in fact, the Badger area, we had organized a little art club called Brushstrokes. And we actually had a show in Badger. And we would get together and sometimes just to paint, but there was usually some learning aspect or trying something new a lot of times. And that eventually just, things, if there's anything I can say that nothing lasts forever. That's the best. I mean, the worst is, when I lost my husband. Okay. But that doesn't mean all of me dies. And you're sad and you're mourning, but it can also help you get through that mourning. That made me think of something else I did in 2013. I was living in Bemidji. I had gotten my nursing degree. And I heard about, I don't know how I stumbled on it, but Art for Healing. And I went out there for a workshop and I got certification so I could conduct one of those. And the concept is you come in and you're not making art. You're putting your feelings on the canvas. And it's guided. Usually there's music, but it's guided. It's a guided process. And you don't have paint brushes. You have different sized canvases. We start out small and kind of work bigger. But it helps you really loosen up because you have no pressure to produce something. And it's amazing how just you're picking colors that are kind of speaking to you and you're just putting it on there. You're not trying to make anything. It's abstract. A lot of them are abstract. And I think that's how you really can do that. I have that in my in my bag too.
I like that. So you said you don't use paintbrushes. What do you use?
Sponges.
Okay.
Yeah, you have a little palette with little dabs of the primary colors pretty much. And then you can dab onto music plays for so long and it's like then the next prompt comes and then at the end you have a chance to talk about pertaining to the subject how that felt. And people are crying. I mean it brings things out. Mm-hmm. And they had the room that she had ledges along the edge, so all of them were going up on the ledges, and then at the end we had a recap of everything, and it was amazing. But I was there for about 3 days, I think, for the certification. But then you can hold these as therapeutic. One of our field trips was to the military facility in Southern California. I can't remember the name of it, but it was there were soldiers that we were able to observe her doing that, and a real stunning result that one of them had was there was red and yellow, and the yellow was he had been in combat, and I don't know if it was, he didn't really talk about it, but I thought red could be blood, yellow could be, the person who does it is the only one who can really interpret it. But it was powerful. It was a door, and it was yellow, and then there was red and black. It was black, kind of as you're coming into the picture. So, yeah, interesting. So
That is. We were talking about your artwork behind you before we started, and I was wondering if you could just show us either some of the artwork behind you or some other artwork you have. Just show us a few pieces of your art.
Sure, I can do that. Oh, this one isn't framed, but it is. This is another copy of the one that I entered in the Firefly Call for Art.
In
and
Boston.
And the theme was light. And I titled this one, She Had a Glow About Her. And I framed it with kind of a bigger mat around it. And I offered it for, they've had some funding cuts, and I offered it up for bids or however they wanted to use for money raising. And I think that should be coming to a close. It probably closing now. I haven't heard the results of it
the
yet.
31st, I think, which is that today?
Yeah, that is today.
Oh, yeah.
It's today. So we'll know more about that. And I just think that facility is such a good thing for the community and needed. And they have a good setup there. So I hope that this will help them be successful and grow. Okay, well, I'll maybe talk about this one, because this is kind of how in my story, as I said earlier, this is I was working on this piece when my husband had his accident and died. And this is from a photograph of two of our horses out in the pasture, and it had been a rain, and I wasn't done with it yet. As you can see, the reflections, they're not totally complete. And I decided my life stopped. The painting stopped there, and that's how this is going to be. This is the final for me right here. And I don't travel a lot to go taking pictures. I go in my environment. Now this is a photo that is, the color doesn't look quite right on there, but it was a stunning winter, I think it was February, sunset, looking west. And this is my tree. In the Minnesota exhibit, I have a Northern Lights photo, and this is the same tree from the other direction.
Okay.
And it was just so stunning, and I would like to probably display this sometime. Here's an example of one that I used for a card, and it is a leaf with holes chewed in it, and this is up at Clementson by the falls there, or where the water rushes through on the river in Minnesota. And it happened that these friends had camped there and would go there often. And so this is just found on a rock. But to me, it looks like a heart and like it's torn out. And it was a sympathy card. when they had lost their father, I believe.
And you said that's Clemenson?
Clemenson, it's past
Where is that?
Laurel, Badette,
Okay.
beyond Badette.
Okay.
Yeah. I haven't really showed this one, but I like it. I edited it, and there, I'll get back a little bit. And I learned a lot about editing photos back in the 80s. I worked at a 1-hour photo shop, and I was the one doing the density and the color and all that stuff. And anyway, I do like playing with that. And this was just a weed outside this last winter, and the sun had kind of crusted the snow, and it emerged out of the snow. And it's very detailed. And anyway, I like it.
Like that.
Denise, do you develop your own photos, or are they digital photos? Or?
They're digital.
Okay.
Yeah, I shoot digital. I used to do the camera, but I do like digital. It's easier. This is a spot in Roseau County. This is the Stowey Bridge. Where am I going here? There. Yeah. The Stowey Bridge, that's north of Roseau, about 3 miles west and then north. And it's kind of a landmark that everyone would know. And I just love the reflections with the fall colors. And so I like it.
That's good.
All right. This is, I started feeding the birds this winter. You know, all of this is connected to just life. But it's getting a little glare there. Okay, so massive amounts of birds came. And it wasn't quite like that all the time, but I had got my camera out and I captured some of this. And so it's just a shot. I haven't done anything more with it but print it. And so I have quite a few more bird pictures. And speaking of birds, there's one on the wall that I matted and framed. It's the same. I also printed it on canvas. And this is one of the ones I had up at Warroad in the annual exhibit. And I like the canvas doesn't show the detail quite as good, but it's really nice and sharp. So I'm proud of that one.
Yeah, that's nice. And then you have 5 pieces, I believe, in the in our Minnesota exhibit. And can you tell us a little bit about a couple of those pieces? Maybe a favorite one?
Yeah, I might have some pictures here. A couple of my favorites. Okay, so this is one that I took at Scenic State Park. I love this one. It's my grandson. And it's such a good memory for me because we were camping and I brought my motorhome, and my son and the kids had gone to buy canoe, pulling the kayaks, and then they got to a campsite around the lake a little ways. And then they had to climb a hill. This is why it was good I had my motorhome. But I was invited for breakfast that first morning and got picked up. And while my son was making breakfast over the fire, I was taking pictures. And this was one of them. And I'm delighted to find that I have one of each for all 4 of the grandkids on that log, but I chose this one for the Minnesota. This is the one that when we were in Crookston, this was also taken at the same place.
Mm-hmm.
And I had gotten the award for that.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Sorry, the glare. So,
That looks great.
Yeah.
So do you sell, I know you make the cards for friends. Do you sell cards?
Well, these are thoughts I've had. It would, maybe this is something I would like to do, but I haven't done that yet. So I'm kind of in the jumping off point to take that step. So hopefully you guys will be able to guide me a little bit.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and if someone wanted to get a hold of you for cards or whatever, how would they, is there a way to do that? Are you talking with people, or how would that work?
Well, I have a personal Facebook presence.
Yeah.
And so it's just a matter of creating a page just for my art, aside from my personal page. And I might need a little guidance on what to do or not do, if you guys can help me.
Yeah, we can totally give it some suggestions.
Okay.
And that's part of what this is right here, this spotlight, just to introduce you to everyone and your work. So
Thank you.
This is good.
Yeah. And we talked before we went live too about the opportunity to have an enhanced listing on the Arts Council website, and that might be something you want to pursue, and other people as well. It's a landing page, got your contact info, what you offer, maybe what you prices, of your work if you sell it, or what you're open to and how people can find you. So
and you've won, you're an award-winning photographer, so you have won multiple awards. And I'm looking at the ticker tape, at the bottom. You don't take photographs of badgers, but
I should have been clearer, right?
You're from Badger, so the person in Argentina that's watching this now may wonder.
I hope I never see a badger to photograph. Oh, that's good.
I do want to say something about our exhibit real quick. So the exhibit that Denise, that you're in, is the Great State of Minnesota, what I love about Minnesota, and it's at Northland Community and Technical College. And that will continue until, when is that? Toward the end of this month.
August.
Yes.
We're still in July today.
Sorry, we're still in July, yeah. So we have through August, and then that will end on Friday, August 28th. So if you haven't been, those of you listening, if you have not been to that exhibit, please go check it out. Sign our guest book. You can see Denise's work as well as multiple artists. It's a really fun exhibit. And there are over 30 artists, over 50 pieces of artwork, all kinds of art: photography, watercolor, oil, sculpture. We've got our biggest piece yet, which is this giant state map of Minnesota made with broken coffee mugs from various regions of the state, which is fun to look at. And you can go to see this exhibit. It's free and open to the public during normal business hours, usually 8 to 4, Monday through Friday. Friday, they close a little early at the college, but you can enter door B as in boy, and the gallery's immediately to your right. So I encourage people to take a look at that. And so it's fun having you in our exhibit. Denise, I think you have the most pieces. A number of people have 4 pieces, but I think you're the only one that has 5. So congratulations.
Okay.
And I should say, we didn't really bill it as what I love about Minnesota. It's what Minnesota means to me.
Right.
Mhm.
Sorry.
So it might not be what you love about Minnesota. It could be what you don't like about Minnesota, or
Right.
what it means.
What it means to me. Correct.
Okay.
And there is a video of the exhibit. It's photos of all the pieces on our website. If
Mhm.
can't make it there in person and you want to see Denise's pieces, and I don't know if it always shows who the artist is with the photo of the work, but
Mhm.
your work is all there, and you can see that video. Yeah.
All right.
Denise, you have any anything else you want people to know about you, or your photographs, or
Well, I've said a lot.
Yeah, and there doesn't have to be. I just want to give you the opportunity. If there's something we forgot to ask you about that you're dying for people to know.
Oh. Well, just, that I feel like this is the next step is going to be, having a more public presence and starting to sell some of my work. So
yeah,
I guess that would be good for them to know. And you've seen a little bit of it today. I didn't talk about this one back here with the horse's eye. People can't tell what it is until they get up to it. But I grew up with horses, and I love horses, and I love the horse's eye. And so a friend had horses, and I got these pictures, and it was the most challenging. I very much like to have the right kind of light. Soft light, not hard shadows. Well, you can tell that cheek is pretty bright, but with some editing, it came out and it made a nice contrast. And so I really like how that turned out. So yeah.
Do you do any portraits, or say if someone wanted a picture of something, would you be willing to do that, or would you rather?
It seems like I have taken some portraits. Off the top of my head, I haven't advertised, or I just, things are coming to me, and but I would be open to that. I would.
So basically, people need to know, stay tuned, because Denise will have an online presence soon. Where they can connect with her and connect with you and purchase some of your work.
That would be wonderful.
And I guess one last question I have for you, Denise, is if somebody is kind of toying with photography, what advice could you give people?
Well, the one thing that really helped me was those YouTube videos on kind of the genres that I was interested in of photographers. I mean, there was one over in England. I followed him for quite a while. And a lot of them just give you a lot of tips. And then there's online gallery contests that I've been wanting to start doing a little bit of that, because it pushes you. That's the thing, like taking at least one photo a day. But it pushes you to have a subject. It might be something you wouldn't normally do, but it's like every month and a half or so, a new subject comes out. Can't remember the name of the one website right now, but anyway, and there's photographers from all over the world are entering there, and it's in Vermont, I think, and there is an actual stick-built gallery, but they have an online gallery too, and it's judged and selected by well-known people who are have been in the business, who are know photography, or they instruct, or they're qualified, and it's really fun to look at that too. So,
Nice.
yeah.
That sounds great.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. And yeah, Trey, like you said, stay tuned. Pretty soon, Denise will have an online presence.
Yes.
Yeah. Starting today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Okay. Well, thank you. We will end the live stream.
Okay. Thank you all.